What's up, my Raptor Pack? This is Interrupter57, and welcome to a little bit of a different video. Today I am okay. Don't mind all the advertisements. Ugh, these are annoying. Okay, so today I'm doing a Dandy's World tier list, specifically, what tunes are best for solo runs, because I myself have done plenty of Dandy World solo runs, so I know what tunes are good, what tunes are not very good. So this is going to be my personal opinion on what tunes. As you can see, I've got my tier list here. We've got excellent soloists, good picks, can work solo, but not very good solo tunes, and then don't own, I can't rank. Yeah, I don't own any of the Christmas tunes, and Dandy is exclusively a developer only tune, so can't rank him. But I can rank everybody else pretty much. Also, don't mind the Twisteds. This is the only tier list I found that has Blot in it, and I wanted to make sure to rank him as well. So, anyways, let's get started here. So first we have Astro. Honestly speaking, Astro can work in solos, but he is honestly a lot better if you play in public runs, because his ability is to give other people regenerated stamina, but and his stealth is 5, so he can work as a soloist, but he definitely does work better playing the game. All right, then we've got the puppy Pebble. Okay, hands down, Pebble is definitely a good pick. The 5-star movement speed really makes it easy to traverse the map, and his passive to let you see where all the items and stuff are is very useful, because then you can pick up stuff and get tapes very quickly, and essentially you could just buy out Dandy's entire stock in the first 3 seconds of seeing what is in stock. So Pebble is a good pick. The only issue is the 1-star extraction speed, which definitely slows down the floors. But still a very good pick overall. Next up, we've got Sprout, and frankly, because Sprout's ability relies on solely healing others, it definitely doesn't make him prime for being a soloist. But his stats are still pretty good. He's got an okay extraction speed. His skill check is mid, to say the least. And his stamina and movement speed are really good. And like I've stated, in solos matches, stealth doesn't really matter. So, yeah, he'll just land there with Astro. Then we've got my girl, Shelly. Okay, I'm just gonna say this now. Shelly Fossilian here is my favorite tune. Without a doubt. I love her. I will always play her whenever I'm bored enough. It's either her or I play as one of the starters to give them some love. Oh god, excuse me. Okay, let's see here. I'm I want to be biased and put Shelly in the excellence because, well, I love her so much. But at the same time, I don't know, her ability mostly relies on giving other people boosts. So, again, she's more of a team player than she is. Oh my god, Discord, go 1 second here. I need to remember what button was the pause. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to make sure some of my friends wanted to play Dandy's World, and I'm in the middle of this, so I'm probably going to also put Shelly in the can work solo, but because she is definitely more of a team-focused pick. Alright, next we've got V version 1, and frankly, V's probably a very great soloist, or is, actually no. She's a good pick, just like Pebble. She's got very good extraction speed, the highest in the game, with the only other two highest ones being Glisten and Yada. She's got an amazing passive ability that helps her see where the machines are, and her ability to showcase where the Twisteds are is very useful. So, actually, you know what? Yeah, she is an excellent pick. The only thing that I have issue with is V's speed. She is a 2-star speed, I think. I think she's a 2-star speed. Yeah, she's a 2-star speed. She's 2-star speed, and she's got 2-star stealth, but again, stealth doesn't really matter when you're in a solo run by yourself, so I think, yeah, V will definitely be one of the few who sits comfortably in the excellent soloists tier. Okay, and next up we have Bassie. I haven't really played too much with Bassie, but she's definitely also another very good pick. Her extraction speed is not the best, but her movement speed and her stamina is still pretty dang good. And of course, the whole mentioning of her broken thing of whatever it's called, her active ability with the bone, like I mentioned in my last video, she's definitely a good pick. Next up, we have my first ever Toon, Boxton. So for Boxton, I would probably say, I suppose he's can go here. Boxton mostly has his passive ability, which relies heavily on having multiple other teammates, so essentially he's not really that good in solos match. He's pretty slow, but if you get him in a public lobby, you're a lot more faster. Next up we have Poppy, and frankly, I'd say she's actually a pretty good pick. I do like Poppy's plays. Oh, I just realized who's next. Oh boy. Okay. So I think Poppy's actually a really good pick. Her passive ability to giving you a speed boost when a Twisted hits you is great, and as long as you can find bandages, you are like set to escape anything in the game. So next up now we have Shrimpo. Okay, 1 second here. I need to There we go. Shrimpo is Shrimpo. There's no need to talk more about him. But if I gotta be honest here, Shrimpo is probably actually could work, so he could be up here in this tier. But because it's Shrimpo, I'm just gonna give him the Shrimpo tier. Because his 1-star stats and everything is definitely a hindrance. Not as much of a hindrance when it's just you, because then it's all down to your skill level. Like, how good are you at not being spotted by Twisteds such as Pebble here? Okay, next up we have Tisha. Oh, Tisha. I would probably say that Tisha is honestly a pretty decent pick. I'll probably put her here because, again, just like Astro, her active ability mostly relies on giving other people a speed boost. So, as cool as that is, it definitely doesn't help for her specifically. So, solo runs, Tisha can work, but she's definitely not as great as V up here. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that V's definitely going to be one of the few characters who are the excellents. Okay, next up we have Cosmo, and frankly, I don't really see. I don't know. I don't really see Cosmo as that good of a toon for solo matches. That's mostly because of his ability. Cosmo's ability is basically he uses one of his hearts to heal you. Very useful if you were playing with other people, but as a solo match, oh god. Yeah, in a solo match, it's not really going to be much use to be able to use your active ability. And not only that, but his skill check and his extracted speed is kind of down there. So, yeah. Next up, we have Brightney, which I will say, Brightney's definitely a good pick. I know there's a lot of people who probably hate Brightneys, but that's just because of their 1-star stealth. But again, in a solos match, stealth doesn't matter. You could be a Shrimpo, or you could be an Astro, and everything will be exactly the same if you're playing in a solo match. It does not change anything. So Brightney's worst category isn't actually a hindrance in a solos match. Thus, I'm deciding to give her the good picks option. Next up, we got Finn, and frankly, oh god, I gotta stop messing with that, sorry. Okay, so for Finn, I would probably also actually put him in the good picks. Finn's passive ability is essentially you complete a machine and he gains a speed boost for a solid few seconds. And in a solos match, that's actually pretty useful because you can dart across the map to another machine, especially when you get to the higher floors where you have multiple machines in close proximity to each other. You can do one, zip over to the other, do that one, zip over to another one, and it's actually pretty good. Finn's actually decent. Now his Twisted, on the other hand, I want him to just absolutely go into hell. Sorry about that, I had a bit of a mental breakdown. Anyways, next up we have Flutter. Flutter is... I'd probably put her down here, honestly. Her ability is nice, being able to zip forward really quickly without having the need to complete a machine, but her extraction speed and her skill check are kind of just meh, honestly. She works on I don't really know. Flutter's just kind of there. Not really that good. All right, next we got let's go gambling. All right, so next up here is Gigi. Now, I'm not too sure where I would put Gigi. I haven't really played with her too much, but I do know what her ability is. Being able to grab literally any kind of, like, item, from, like, gumballs to medkits. She can gamble anything. If you're lucky with the gambles, she could honestly be an excellent soloist. But she also has the exact same stat pool as Shelly here. Yes, you, my favorite. She has like the exact same stat pool as Shelly. But without the hindrance of having to be a character that relies solely on working with other people, I would actually probably put her in a good pick. Because her ability is good. She has the same stats as Shelly, but doesn't have the whole relying on teammates thing. It's honestly perfect. Alright, next we've got Glisten. So Glisten's whole shtick, or his ability, is that he can teleport to another toon that he's in range of. He can go through walls, he can go through Twisteds and stuff. So he is honestly a really good pick, and again, with the 5-star extraction speed, it definitely makes him, but this is a solo match, and since there's no other toons, yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna have to throw Glisten down here. Sorry to all the Glisten lovers out there, but yeah, he's In a solos match, he's not really that good. Alright, next we've got Goopy Gooberson! I love him. He's such a cutie. So yeah, next we've got Goob, and I will say Goob is kind of a wild card, frankly. His ability mostly relies on being able to save other Toons, so you aren't going to be using his active ability during a solo run. But he does make up for it by having some good movement speed and good stamina. And he does only have like 2 stars in stealth, but again, like I've said, stealth does not matter. Otherwise, Astro would probably be up in excellence. So for Goob, I'll probably put up in can work solo, but because again, his active ability is that he can grab Toons and bring them towards him, which is essentially meaning that he relies on having other people. But he can work if you just know what you're doing. Next, we've got Connie the Ghost. Ooh. The character that I can definitely see sounding like Uzi Dorman. So for Connie, I'm gonna have to be a little biased here. I'm gonna have to be a little biased here. Or maybe I won't. Hold on, I gotta remember here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be biased here. Connie is a actually really dang good soloist. Though she has very slow movement speed, her active ability allows you to hide from the Twisteds, essentially as if you use a smoke bomb, which is really freaking good. She's got great extraction speed, she's got pretty good stamina. The only thing she suffers from is her movement speed being 1, so I would drop her down, but she honestly is actually really a good Toon. Next up, we've got Louis Bababooey, aka Louis the Balloon. And once again, this is going to be another like very easy, excellent soloist player. Louis's whole like shtick in the community is that he will always be wanting to be on lower HP. Like whenever you have a Louis in your run, they're always going to be at like 2 or 1 hearts. And that's because of his passive ability. Uh-oh. I did something, sorry. I unplugged a cord or something. So as I was saying, he mostly... His active ability... oh my god. I don't have a script. I'm just kind of freeloading this. So, Louis' passive ability is that the less hearts he has, the faster he will be. So essentially, he trades a heart for extra movement speed. So when he's down at 1 heart, he's actually faster than Pebble, which makes it really easy to run around the floors, getting to the machines, and finishing them fairly quickly. He does have decent extraction speed, and he's got some good stamina, and again, stealth doesn't really matter. So, yeah, I think he's going to be sitting comfortably in the excellent soloist tier. Next, we've got Razzle and Dazzle. And, okay, these guys are going to be a little interesting. Their whole ability is during each floor, they'll be switching between different stats. So on odd number floors, they will have more movement speed, while on even number floors, they'll have more extraction speed, which also means that they're going to be way slower on each of the stats on the opposite floors. So, I mean, I would probably say that they can work in a solo match, but they are definitely difficult to play as, because when they're not on their movement speed floor, I'm pretty sure they're about as slow as Shrimpo. So, yeah, there is that. I mean, I personally do kind of find it interesting, the whole switch between two different stats, but I do kind of hope that becomes like a active ability instead of a passive ability. Because that would be cool. Then you could just switch between them at will. Alright, next we've got Research Nut, aka Roger. So, I would probably say Roger would be actually a really good pick for farming. Like, if you're trying to farm Icker, then Roger's probably your guy to go for. Because he's got good extraction speed, and he will also give you ×2 research for the Twisteds. Oh no, my Discord's... Okay. That'll be fun. Alright, next we've got Scraps. Now, okay. If I'm basing it off of specifically old Scraps, like before Christmas update Scraps, then she would probably be down here in the not very good solo Toons. And that's mostly because her ability was kind of useless. It only brought her towards another Toon. So, because you were in solos, it wouldn't work. But more recently, probably like before the Easter update, I think it was, they ended up reworking her and giving her ability being able to go to machines instead. Which actually makes her a really good pick, because you can get into range of a machine and then just whip yourself over. I've honestly done that a few times to avoid Twisteds. Like, I'll run in a circle, I'll get to where there's a machine, whip over to it, and then hide behind something. I swear I just heard someone moving. I'm getting paranoid. Okay, let's finish this up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 more characters. Tegan! Okay, yep, that is an immediate excellent. Tegan's whole shtick is that much like Sprout, she needs to collect tapes to be able to heal, but unlike Sprout and Cosmo, she only heals herself. In a solo run, that is perfect. To have an ability that heals yourself, you could essentially last forever, especially if you get to the higher floors and have like 1,000 tapes or so. She's a really good Toon for specifically solo runs. In a public run, you see a Tegan and a Sprout in the same run, oh boy, you're gonna be having a lot of tension in the chat. Okay, next we got Toodles, and frankly, I see Toodles as a actually pretty good pick. Her active ability, she has an active ability. Her active ability lets her gain a random stat buff. This could be extraction speed, movement speed, stamina regeneration, extra stealth. The stealth one wouldn't be useful in solo runs, but it would be useful for public runs. But having an ability like that is definitely helpful in a solo run. So, yeah, Toodles is going to sit comfortably in the good picks. Next we have my second favorite Toon, Yatta the Pinata. And I would probably say that she honestly would actually be another good pick. She's got good movement speed. She's excellent extraction speed. She's got pretty good skill check. She's honestly perfect. And if you do what I do and use the Coco's special trinket, the glazed fondant bag, then you can get a lot of run out of the candies that she drops. She's essentially like the most powerful character in the game. The only thing that keeps her from becoming an excellent soloist is that her stamina is only a 1-star, meaning that she can't really run for very long. That's the only downside to Yatta. Otherwise, she's amazing. 5-star extraction speed, 4-star movement speed. She is a goat. She can distract, she can extract. She's just not very good of a support Toon. Alright, next we've got Coco. I actually haven't played too much of Coco. The 4 Easter Toons I haven't really played too much of. I mastered Eggson. I've gotten Flight like half mastered. Coco, I think I've got maybe... I don't think I have any for her. And then with Bassie, I've gotten at least one of the 6 masteries, I think. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm just, yeah, I'm muttering. So with Coco, I would probably say... Yeah, she definitely fits there. Her active ability lets her put down her bonbons, which can increase your extraction speed and your movement speed, which is very useful. And since you're in solo runs, they're basically all yours. And the fact that they give you tapes is definitely useful. So yeah, she probably actually is a good pick. Yeah, she's a good pick. Alright, next we've got Flights, and Flight's active ability is that he puts down a gust of wind that gives people speed. So essentially he's kind of like Tisha. But Flight actually has the advantage over Tisha. He can actually use his active ability to help himself out. Yeah, he gets the speed boost as well as everybody else. So I'm probably also going to put him into the good picks tier. Next, we've got the old man himself, Eggson. And Eggson's passive ability is essentially that he has a built-in wrench, where he just kind of smacks the machine with his cane, and it gains 10% completion. Now, with Eggson, I will probably... I don't know. I'll probably just put him here. He's a really all-rounded Toon. He's got all 3 stars in every single stats, and the only thing he's really got going for him is his cane whack, but I don't know. I feel like he'd probably work better with just wandering around during a public match and hitting the machines, giving other people less time to work on them. And then finally, we have the new Toon, Blot. And I gotta say, Blot is definitely a good pick with that. Because his active ability is that he uses 10 tapes, I think it was, to summon a Blot Jr., which is essentially a small little mini ink blob that the Twisteds will go after. It essentially, like, acts as if you placed down, like, a Shrimpo or something in front of you. Like, I don't know where I'm going with that, honestly. So all you need to know is Blot can place down a little distraction dummy, and the Twisteds will go for it instead of you, giving you time to run away and hide somewhere. So that's especially useful if you end up running into something dangerous, like a super fast Twisted like Pebble or Shelly. Or if you end up having, like, grabbers like Goob and Scraps. But, anyways, there it is. The entire tier list of solo match Toons. And I gotta say, I wanted to put Bobette, Cole, Ginger, and Rudy on there, but because I don't own them, I just couldn't. I'm sorry, you 4. You're gonna have to wait till next Christmas for me to add you. Anyways, thanks for watching my Raptor Pack, and just remember, I'm very much a inconsistent YouTuber. I don't have good outros, I swear to God. Well, might as well just finish with my classic old peace out, Raptor Pack.